Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jaden back here on What the Frick YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be ranking all 6 Spider-Man movies. Coming in at number 6 is The Amazing Spider-Man II. Now, for most people, this is going to be their number 6 just for the sole fact that it is a bad movie. Too many villains, underdevelopment of those villains. This Jamie Foxx as Electro was over the top. Dane DeHaan as Green Goblin. I mean, he actually did an okay job, but the Green Goblin, the way they treated the character was horrible. And the Rhino was barely even in the film, so I can't even say anything about him, even though the trailers made you think he was actually going to be a main factor in this movie. Thanks for that, Sony. But yeah, the best thing about this movie is the suit for Spider-Man. The suit. So that will tell you guys how bad this movie is. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't hate it because there are a few scenes in it that did pay homage to the some of the stuff in the comic books and how Spider-Man jokes around and everything, but this movie is just not good, and that's why it's coming in at my number 6 spot. Coming in at number 5 is the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. Now, with this movie, I don't think it's bad. I actually think it's okay. But it just covered everything that the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie did, just a lot worse and darker for some reason. I don't know why Mark Webb ever wanted to go in that direction with the character. And the Lizard as a villain was okay as some of the first watches with this movie with me, but after a while he just gets annoying, and I really didn't like how they developed anybody in this movie. The positives with that was the treatment of Spider-Man, and that's about it. I mean, everything else was pretty just annoying. Like I said, this movie's okay, but it does come in at my number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4, I feel like it's gonna where I throw people off a lot, and that is Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, before anyone says anything in the comments, I actually think this movie is pretty good. But this is not the iteration of Spider-Man that I care for or want in the MCU. Personally, with me, I don't like the high school vibe. I don't like him being younger. I wish they were already threw an experienced Spider-Man into the MCU instead of starting him from scratch. I know they need a new character to come in to lead the MCU as new older characters that were popular at the time start dying off and everything. But I wish Spider-Man was experienced and not so annoying with a lot of the jokes and the high-pitched voice and everything. I know Tom Holland doesn't have the deepest voice, but it was a little ridiculous. And also with the suit, too many mechanics and just everything with Tony Stark. Pretty much just, it depletes some of the stuff from the character of Spider-Man and makes him almost seem useless. And I don't like that very much. Spider-Man Homecoming, the best part, or the best thing about this movie, to me, is them kind of changing it up with the love interest and Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Great MCU villain. Maybe not my favorite. I'm pretty sure Vincent D'Onofrio, or however you say his name, on Daredevil as Kingpin is my favorite MCU villain, if that counts. I'm pretty sure, voice crack, but I'm pretty sure it counts. So yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is another controversial pick, and that is Spider-Man 3. Now, the reason it is at this spot is because I'm just a huge fan of the Sam Raimi trilogy. I know it's obviously the weakest link of it, but I still think it's the 3rd best Spider-Man movie. Through what went through the production of this film, it's just amazing what came out. It's just, I feel like this movie gets the most unnecessary hate of any film of all time. And I feel like it's actually a good Spider-Man movie and superhero movie, and people just automatically see the dancing scenes with Tobey Maguire and everything, and they just say it's horrible. And I know there was a lot of villains. I wish the main villain would have just been Sandman or Venom, or just went with Harry Osborn and made him be the Green Goblin again. I wish they would have just did that. But they shoehorned in all 3 of them in this movie, and that's what made it all seem pretty rushed. But still, It is my third favorite Spider-Man movie. I watched it so many times when I was younger, and I'll still say today, it is number 3 on my list, and I love it. My number 2 pick and my number 1 pick revolve all the time. Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 will be number 1 sometimes. Spider-Man 2 will be number 1 sometimes. But right now, I'm just going to put Spider-Man 2 at number 2 and Spider-Man 1 at number 1. I'm kind of just going to talk about both of them at the same time because they're both excellent superhero movies and Spider-Man movies. Now, starting off at number 2 with Spider-Man 2, I guess. I mean, they're both about the same, like I said. It is a great superhero movie in general. It's just, the treatment of Doc Ock was absolutely great. Tobey Maguire coming back as, again, almost didn't. Jake Gyllenhaal almost come in and played Spider-Man, but Tobey Maguire come back just in time from his back injury. And, they even had the scene where he's like, "Oh, my back," kind of referencing that. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, absolutely great. It's another one of those Spider-Man movies that I watched so many times when I was younger. I actually went and seen it in theaters when I was pretty young. I've seen all the Spider-Man movies in theaters except for the first one. Sam Raimi's first one, that is. So that's pretty crazy. I love that I've actually been able to do that. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, number 2 right now at least. And then with number 1, Spider-Man 1. This movie is great. I absolutely loved it. The jokes in it was hilarious. And William Dafoe as Green Goblin is so good. It's just, I could never see anyone else playing Green Goblin. I think that's why I don't like Dane DeHaan as Green Goblin at all, really, in Amazing Spider-Man 2. And just this Green Goblin, and a lot of people kind of pick at the suit that Green Goblin used in this movie, saying it looks like a Power Ranger. I've always disagreed with that. I really like the suit. I wish they would have used the practical kind of mask where when his mouth would move, it'd like move and everything, but I'm okay with the metallic looking one. So yeah, and it was really just comic book accurate. Same with the second one. Just both of those movies were so comic book accurate, and it was just great. I love both of them. So yeah, that's my ranking right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all of them right there ranked. So yeah.
Pizza time.